Cheers, I'm Rob Chappers.
And I'm the captain.
It was a really deft throw of plectrum, wasn't it?
It was very deft. You're getting very accurate with that. You're like that superhero that used to flip his cards at people, take their eyes out.
I'm actually...
Maverick? No, what was his name?
I don't know. Was his name...
Something...
Wait, it says card full. What was I going to say, Lee? Something really exciting about these Gibson SG.
This is it. We've reached the pinnacle, the standard, the Gibson SG standard. So this is the last video in the SG series for 2014. There are guitars above this, but you're into sort of limited runs and custom shop and stuff like that. So the SG standard, the badass, the one, the daddy. The 2014 model, a little bit different to what you had in 2013. Let me go over some of the things that haven't really changed. So we've still got the mahogany body with the gloss nitro finish, the mahogany neck, set neck. Comes in a beautiful hard case, although interestingly for 2014 they've gone back to the brown case with the pink plush inside, which Rob and I love.
I love the pink plush inside.
Got a pair of classic 57s here as well, so sounding classic.
A sticker.
A sticker which obviously peels off. It says here, peel off all protective coating starting along the edge. That's just a tip for life, that is.
Because he would start from the middle.
You'd be here all day, wouldn't you?
Would be there a long time.
If only Gibson had told me to start from the edge.
Gibson again, saving time and money.
So, we do have coil taps on this, so we got some sounds. Let me take you through the sounds here. So I better turn my amp back on. So here we go. I'm on a clean sound into a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. When you hear me go distorted, it's because I'm using a Love Pedal Purple Plexi. So cleans, here we go, rhythm sound. Which we can coil tap, which is nice. Or coil split, depending on your thing. It's humming, so I'm guessing it's a split. Middle position. Lots of coil tap fun there. Bridge position. None of the other knobs do anything, so it's not like well, they're obviously tone knobs, but they don't pull out, so it's not like the Les Paul standard. So we've got some nice tones there. Obviously, I'm using the Purple Plexi because it's kind of like a Marshall clone type pedal. It should change my Fender amp into a more Marshall sound.
Is it a lot heavier than this one?
It might be a smidgen lighter, but I think that's probably...
Oh yeah, no, it is lighter.
I think that's probably just to do with, luck of the draw when it came to the wood rather than necessarily anything to do with the guitar. Okay, so it's a bound neck, but as of all the, most of the guitars in the 2014 range, if they are bound, they are now fretted over the binding, as opposed to the previous year where they were fretted under the binding. Again, minor thing.
Well, you're getting a millimetre more fret per Gibson
That's
guitar.
the idea, is that essentially if you were to go very close to the edge of the neck with your vibrato or your string bends or anything like that, where it was bound over the fret, you just get a kind of ridge just before the fret ended. Now you can go all the way to the end of the fret without it kind of hitting that ridge. I kind of think it looks a little neater as well, fretted over the binding, but that's entirely, I guess, subjective.
Are you an SG guy, Lee?
Because I am an SG guy.
Yeah, I kind of am. In fact, I think I prefer the SG personally to the Les Paul. Just it's more my kind of thing. I think because it's so long and out there, it's more the kind of sporty thing that I like.
It certainly feels nice to play. I like the weight. I mean, I'm not, as much as I love Les Pauls, I'm certainly not a fan of that sort of. I don't go to that school of thought which is the sort of the heavier the guitar, the better the guitar. Some people do. Some people love the kind of, they want to pick up a Les Paul and go, whoa, listen, feel that, that's a proper number wood. I kind of find it just really tiring to sit with a guitar that
on your long tours.
Yeah, when I'm touring with my band.
Black Angel.
That's it. So I guess I prefer the weight of the SG. I also kind of think that it's got a slightly more gnarly, I don't know what causes it, but a slightly more gnarly, upper mid-rangey kind of bite to the tone than
That's
than
probably
Les
the
Paul
tone
has.
would.
Well, I didn't want to go there because clearly, there's lots of things that affect the sound of a guitar, but that's what I kind of feel with the SG. So if I go to that kind of classic Marshall-driven tone, it's there, isn't it? That's gonna hit you like a punch in the face if you're gigging with that. What else is cool about this? I think I've left the most controversial feature on the SG Standard till last. Now,
is it behind this headstock?
It might be. Previously on the SG Standard, it was an option to have the robot tuning system from Tronical called Min-ETune. So you could choose as the customer, and I think customers deserve a choice. But on 2014, that choice has been taken away.
Gibson refusing choice.
So the SG Standard now only comes with Min-ETune. Now, I don't know, do you know what? I think Rob said something earlier on. I don't know if we caught it on camera or not, but Rod was kind of... Rod? Who's Rod? He's my new friend. Rob said, I want to hate this, but I'm quite liking it.
Well, because the thing is, you press the little button and you hit the sooty strings, and then it goes, and then it actually is in tune. And yes, sometimes you've got to do it twice, but it does work.
But I kind of think that's behind Gibson's thinking of, look, we're just not going to give you the choice anymore, because it kind of means if you want an SG in 2014, you're going to have to, at the very least, go to a store and check one out.
But the thing is...
And you might like it.
Here are my two pros and cons. Pro, you can just tune it as normal. Although it's reversed, isn't it?
It's reversed and
it feels
a
really
lower
weird.
gear ratio, so
but
it
you
takes
can
longer.
just ignore the robot.
Yeah.
The other thing, obviously, is you can just take it off. However, if you leave it on, I'm really interested in what it does to the tone, because if you turn it off, turn it over, it is a big lump of thing. It isn't particularly heavy, but if we consider that the majority of tone in a guitar comes from the neck, then is my point of view. I don't know whether this is a great thing for the tone of a guitar.
I haven't really had anybody suggest that it takes away from the tone, but so here's how it works. Okay, it's a rechargeable battery that just goes in the top here. All right, so you get a charger when you buy this. Plug this into the charger. I think they claim it does something like 1,000 tunings, so you're not going to be charging this up every 2 minutes or anything. So that goes in here. It doesn't weigh anything, this kind of Min-ETune system. You switch it on and it defaults to E-tuning. So kind of see all these little
it does
things.
Its magical thing, and
it's telling me on the back here that it hasn't quite tuned the E and the B because they light up a different color. So it just wants me to play them like that, and it's doing some fine, and now that's it. And it switches itself off automatically. So I'm in tune. Now that's quite cool. Many a times, because you guys comment all the time that Rob and I are always out of tune in these
Can
videos,
I just say why? Let me just explain why we're always out of tune in the majority of these. Well, not always, but we try so hard to get the tuning good. The reason is we're taking guitars straight out of the warehouse behind us and then using them. Now, these guitars would have flown from a foreign country, landed in the warehouse, and then it's our job to stretch, tune, stretch, sometimes restring, stretch and tune. And then we're in a warehouse where the conditions are, at the moment, as you can tell, it's cold. Sometimes it's freakishly hot. And you'll find that things are moving and not settling because the guitar's brand spanking new. And as a result, it's warfare to get the tuning in straight away for a video when you've got a half an hour to an hour slot.
Now, the truth of it is that we just can't be bothered.
That's not the truth of it.
So, at the moment, obviously, I'm tuned. I'm just in E-tuning. I can pretty quickly just go to, at the moment, one of the ones that I'm going to select, because I only know a riff in this one, is Open G tuning. So you can see...
It sets to work straight away.
It's just got to do its fine-tune thing, which is the same as before, where again...
You've got to hit them a little bit harder than
that. So if I wanted to do... that kind of vibe. subscribe. Obviously,
Tune it back, Lee.
Yeah, if I quickly just tune it back again. It's red E, isn't it? So it should. There we go.
Tunicus standicus.
Hopefully. Let's see what happens. So, what you can obviously do if you want to, Rob and I did a video on kind of Min-ETune and how it works and all the different settings as a standalone video about a year ago or so. So if you want to kind of see a more in-depth video of Min-ETune, you can go and watch that. But yeah, basically, so I can pretty quickly go.
Are you in tune now?
Struggling to get the D here. Yeah, there we go. So I can pretty quickly, without having any knowledge really of what Open G or BadCat or any of the other alternate tunings that are in here actually means, I can just dial them up.
Which is great if you don't want to learn about tunings.
Yeah. Now, if you're still not convinced and you're thinking, you know, Min-ETune is just not for me, one of the cool things that one of my techs pointed out the other day is that the only thing holding Min-ETune in place on this guitar are the nuts that hold the tuners in on the top here.
Lee, what are you suggesting?
Well, that because you can't buy this guitar without Min-ETune, and there will invariably be people that say, I just don't want it with Min-ETune. If you buy a guitar with Min-ETune fitted, unscrew the 6 nuts, take the strings off obviously, unscrew the 6 nuts that hold the machine heads at the top, what actually happens is the machine heads will just pull out of the back, and then the whole Min-ETune system will simply just come away, and you'll be left with a guitar that's completely undrilled except for the 6 holes you need for your machine heads. And then you can go and buy a set of Clusons or Grovers or any other machine head that you like and just fit them, or Andertons will fit them for you. We're quite happy to, we've already said that as long as you buy the guitar and the tuners from us, we're quite happy to fit the tuners to you for free. So I think, you know, that's a fair compromise at the end of the day. If you want Min-ETune, brilliant, have fun with it, make use of it, explore alternate tunings. If you don't, then that's cool, buy the guitar anyway, it comes off, it doesn't leave any unsightly marks or holes. A lot of people may be under the misconception, the old robot guitars, you know, the old Les Paul X's and things like that, the tuning system was actually controlled from down here. So there were leads, if you like, running up the inside of the neck to the tuning system. So you couldn't just take this off. But the latest version of Min-ETune is completely self-contained up here. You just take it off, no problem at all.
And we're interested in your thoughts and opinions on this particular video, because this is a big message board to Gibson. So, I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing that it's only, you can only get it with the E-tune on? I mean, you're going to have it here forever, E-tune.
Well, you can change the truss, but I think it's yeah, I think it's a mistake not to offer just a choice. But as I said, I suppose they may well be looking at this and saying, you know what, it's so easy just to take it off. They may well be. You know, he's a very kind of forward-thinking guy, the guy that owns Gibson at the moment. You know, he is, you know, he wants to challenge people's sort of perception about what guitars are. He wants to introduce new technology.
And he hates SGs.
And no, I don't think he hates SGs, does he? But he certainly liked the Les Paul X more. I think he probably would just challenge you to just at least try it. And I think guitarists are, as a breed, and I'll put myself in that breed, you know, in that camp as well. We're terribly technologically afraid, aren't we? You know,
yeah, we like wooden instruments plugged into valve amplifiers.
Like, yeah, we do. It's like, oh, somebody changed something about a 59 Les Paul. Somebody changed something about a 59 Plexi Marshall. It's like, you know, it's like, no, don't change anything like that. So I kind of think sometimes technology has to be forced upon us for us to at least consider it. So we'll see, you know.
Well, at least Gibson are doing that. So.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So the good thing about the Min-ETune, at least it works. You know, it doesn't not work. So it's just basically a question of giving it a try.
Yes. We've given it a try here at Andertons.co.uk. I don't like it. I tolerate it. You think it's okay, don't you?
Do you know what? Who was I talking to the other day? I was talking to a guy the other day who wasn't a great guitar player, and he just wanted his guitar fitted with Min-ETune because it was going to make his life easier.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, because beginners who are learning to tune a guitar get frustrated when it's not in tune. And I suppose if you are beginning and you want to get an expensive Gibson
Yeah.
SG, then at least you know it's going to be in tune.
Yeah, I think there doesn't appear to be. I mean, Min-ETune's been around for a while now. There was originally a sort of a worry that somehow constantly changing the tension on the strings might give you neck problems, or not neck as in here, neck as in here. But it doesn't appear to have. I suspect that people with Min-ETune guitars, and this is just me going out on a limb, I bet you people with Min-ETune guitars get more into slide and picking and different tunings than people without the Min-ETune, just because if you don't have Min-ETune, it's so much more of a faff to kind of go, oh, I want, let's do open G. I think Min-ETune is a good fun kind of way of doing this. So I'm in the camp of going, you know what? I would have preferred it if 2014 had given you the option, but I'm not dead set against it.
So how much is this guitar?
This is $1,099.
Okay,
so it's a little bit dearer than the SG Standard was in. No, it's not. I tell you that it's the same price as the SG Standard in 2013. Had you opted to have Min-ETune, it's obviously if you didn't want Min-ETune last year, you could have had the guitar for about £100 less than that. But,
and if you strap it on, do you know if it's now neck heavy?
Well, hang on.
Should we do the test?
It's definitely not neck.
Okay, that's great. That's good.
It's definitely not neck heavy. It wants to go the other way.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's a nice, comfy guitar. So there we are. Look, that's the review time over. The camera's flashing at me to tell me something, which usually means something bad's about to happen.
Not in this case, Lee. I've been Rob.
And I've been the captain.
And we love Gibson.
We do.